President Trump has declared all houses of worship essential and ordered state governors to do the same with fear of being overridden. The question many of us are left asking is, does the president have the authority to override governors on this issue? And what does this mean for the religious community? What do they think? Well, Charlie McCauley, pastor at Commons Church in Flagstaff, Arizona, says he was morally outraged at the president's remarks. Adjusting to life in a pandemic seems easy for some, but when you're a small business owner, the repeated closures and shutdowns have impacted your livelihood. Galvanize is a Phoenix-based company with the goal of giving back to Arizona businesses, and they know firsthand how COVID has changed everything. When the going gets tough, people always find innovative ways to come to the rescue. After hundreds of hospitals and clinics began running out of hand sanitizer, several San Diego distilleries went from making craft liquor to hand sanitizer, including co-owner of San Diego Sunshine Craft Spirits, Paul Markham, who says it's all about keeping people safe. With less than a week until the 2022 midterm elections, candidates in key battleground states are making their final pitch to voters and eliciting help from some pretty big names. Former President Barack Obama is in Phoenix today for a rally this evening. Earlier, he campaigned to Nevada to bolster support for Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. Both Nevada and the Grand Canyon state are critical to Democratic hopes to keep control of the Senate. As we mentioned, former President Obama is in Phoenix for a rally tonight at Cesar Chavez High School in support of Katie Hobbs, the Democratic nominee for governor, and U.S. Senator Mark Kelly. Both Hobbs and Kelly are locked in very close races, but with this Get Out and Vote event, they are hoping to excite both Democrats and independents to head to the polls next week. Jury deliberations continue today in the criminal trial of Timothy Duran, charged with 6 criminal counts, including first-degree murder. He's accused of killing his wife with a screwdriver and a carving knife back in 2019. The crimes occurred in Donny Park, and the Arizona Daily Sun reports that Duran's defense attorney does not deny the murder, but is asking the jury to determine whether the killing was premeditated. New information of the deadly incident on the set of the movie Rust is coming to light. The Santa Fe County Sheriff says the gun used by actor Alec Baldwin fired a live round that killed the cinematographer and injured the assistant director. For some, it's lifestyle. For others, it can be a nuisance. Skateboarding has not only taken over the Summer Olympics, but the university as well. NAZ Today's David McGrath has more on the NAU Skate Club. A group referred to as Clean Elections USA has been ordered to stay away from Arizona ballot drop-off boxes for the next 2 weeks. This order comes from a federal judge after voters filed several complaints and said they felt intimidated by the group, who were seen wearing masks, bulletproof vests, and carrying guns. Flagstaff's Park and Recreation Division will also be sending out all available equipment, operators. They're even bringing out hand shovelers. Their first priority will be parking lots at city buildings, public spaces, city-owned sidewalks, and hard-surfaced areas on the Flagstaff Urban Trail. The goal is to get that back moving, get it comfortable. These exercises are suggested in the hopes of helping to alleviate any pain you may be experiencing, get you out of pain and back into activity without pain. You can't have Halloween without some spooky events, and this weekend has no shortage of those. This Saturday, there will be a fall festival on the NAU campus where you can go dressed in your spookiest outfit for a costume contest, face painting, trick-or-treating, and more. That is always a super fun option. And by the way, for all of our viewers, this weekend through Halloween, we will be having a social media photo contest. So please post your best pictures of you with your pet in a costume. The High Country Humane Animal Shelter is literally overflowing with animals. NAZ Today's Emma Long has the story. Excited, but I'm a little bittersweet. I love seeing the beautiful red, orange, yellow leaves that we have in these trees up at 7,000 feet, and I'm really sad to see them go. I love the fall, love summer more, but the fall is just beautiful. With more winter weather on the way, it's important to pay attention to what our body needs, especially when we're spending so much time indoors. I did get the opportunity to try some of the exercises Dr. Williams demonstrated, and I have to tell you guys, the instant relief is pretty shocking. They do put you in a little strange movements and positions, but I definitely have to say your body will thank you in the long run.
Protect our health!
This Friday, students, faculty, and members of the NAU community came together in what is being called a die-in, similar to a sit-in, but demonstrators are lying on the ground to appear dead. The reinterpretation is meant to represent what will happen should the university continue to force teachers to be in the classroom. Graduate teaching assistant Stacy Clark says the university's actions are not okay.
The devaluing of our lives on a daily basis, actively pushing graduate workers to be in the classroom, even when we have asked repeatedly to have a class be conducted remotely, even if our students are supportive of that, that has not changed.
Not only is the university ignoring their claims, but Clark says it's about money.
We're being told that you don't have a choice, you have to show up in person and risk your life for what? For tuition dollars. That is frankly what it comes down to.
And members of the University Union of Northern Arizona have a plan.
1, we want choice of course modality immediately. 2, we want instant and completely transparent and whole information on transmission rates at NAU and in the Flagstaff community in Northern Arizona and beyond. And finally, get graduate employees a voice at the table. And I want to have an opportunity to contribute and shape our policy instead of being left to the sidelines over and over again.
Although CDC guidelines of masks and 6 feet of social distance were met, teaching assistant Sarah Grace Crocco says the intensity of the message is to raise support for teachers and faculty who are at risk for the virus and being forced to hold in-person classes.
I learned very quickly that I was ineligible for disability accommodations. I shared that with my supervisor and my chair, who have done nothing to make that not the case. I'm a chronically ill, disabled individual who lives with a condition that functions as an autoimmune disorder.
Crocco says the protest isn't only for faculty, but at-risk populations, including students of color, who the university is continuing to neglect.
It's a matter of life and death, and not just for us in the immediate Northern Arizona University community, but also our community writ large. We know that this virus disproportionately affects non-white folks, and this university claims to be inclusive and supportive of those students and that student population, yet their actions and their policies indicate that that is not the case.
NAU has yet to comment on the demonstration, and those in attendance are aware that protesting is not for everyone. But Crocco says despite the firings and recent communication from the university, she hopes her colleagues will reconsider.
What I see is that people are afraid to attend, they're afraid to act, and they have reason to be. The university has not even asked us for consent or input when they change our teaching assignments. Their language has been incredibly threatening and incredibly intimidating since COVID hit in March, since their display of firings, which we still don't know the exact data around and which they're not willing to release until November 1st. So folks are not in attendance because they're afraid, not because they don't care or aren't affected.
You don't pay us enough to live. You don't pay us enough to die.
Quannah Arnold, NAZ Today.